presentation I've delivered the most often over the years is called STP, Stress, Time, and Procrastination Management. And it kind of started out as a fluke. I used to give presentations on presentation skills, and I offered a list of stress management techniques, and someone in my audience said, you know, this should be its own seminar. And so I started studying stress management, and then about 40% of the stress we feel is caused by poor time management, and one of the problems with time management is procrastination. So as I was doing the research, I came up with stress, time, and procrastination management. And I've delivered that presentation more than 600 times over the last 15 years. Great presentation with great content.
So he made us write 4 thank you notes. 1 to a family member, 1 to a friend, 1 to a co-worker, 1 to a volunteer. And then he asked this question: how close to the truth are they? Well, mine were very flattering, because I thought we were going to share them. Mine were very positive. Mine were almost lies. And he looked out and he gave us that challenge and says, live up to your thank you notes for the next 12 months. And then buy as much real estate as you can manage. And I'm sitting in the front row and I'm thinking, wow. So I turn around, look behind me, there's 500 other greedy capitalists doing this. So I thought, they're not going to do it. So I did it. I was dating her, I married her, my daughter's middle name is her nickname. My friend, Ken Kruger, has the best man in his wedding. It's a privilege, he has a lot of friends. Co-worker, I went back, changed our health insurance to top of the line Blue Cross Blue Shield. Remember the gold policy? It must have been gold because it cost like gold. He had a massive heart attack about a year later, survived it. I paid for his TV. And I became a trustee to the church I was attending for the next 7 years, every Wednesday night for 7 years. 4 thank you notes at a $10 real estate seminar changed my life. Now what I'd like you to do today is write 4 thank you notes. Someone from a family member, someone that's a friend, someone that's a co-worker, and someone you give your time and talents to. Or you can choose not to. I mean, I'm just making suggestions. But I'd rather be remembered as a person that had time for the family, time for the friends, and co-workers liked and did things for others, rather than their family didn't like and they didn't have any friends, and co-workers couldn't stand them either, and they never did anything for anybody in need. It's your choice. Always has been.
In the presentation, one of the things I ask people to do is to measure where does their time go. So they have a form they fill out that describes different activities throughout the day and into the evening from Monday through Friday, and how much time do they spend in each one of these categories in their day. What's kind of interesting is people often come up with 25 or 26, sometimes 27 hours in a 24-hour day. So then we go to work at figuring out what can we do 5% less of, what can we do 5% more of, what 5% of our life can stop. That gives us 5% time that we can start something new. That's a 20% difference in time management. That's a day a week that we can do what we believe would be the best use of our time.
I looked a half a dozen times before I crossed the road. Sure, I was going to get run down in the road. I drove exactly 55 miles an hour on my way home on Highway 36. My hands were trembling. It was so uncomfortable to give a perfect presentation. I made sure it never happened again since. Burnout isn't something you recover from some long weekends through the summer or over the holidays. If you truly do become burned out, it may take 2 to 4 years to recover from burnout. And I've never had anybody ever come up to me and say, Kit, the years I was burned out, best years of my life. They're the longest days of your life. And I think the best way to tell you've hit psychological fatigue is if you're on your way from home, from work, and you think, oh, that's right, I need to pick up a gallon of milk. Next thing you realize, you pull up to your garage and you look down and you go, doggone it, I didn't pick up any milk. So you back out of your driveway, head down to the grocery store, then the next thing you find yourself doing is walking up and down the aisles of the grocery store trying to figure out, why am I in a grocery store? So, grab some paper towels, they never go bad.
Since the presentation is called Stress, Time, and Procrastination Management, I always put procrastination off to the very end. But I do offer a 5-step action plan to make sure we break procrastination. But we also take a look at the causes, so each individual can recognize what causes them to procrastinate. Sometimes it might be unnecessary perfectionism, sometimes it might be overgeneralization, sometimes it might be catastrophic fantasy. But if we recognize what the cause is and we put together this 5-step action plan, we can break procrastination.